Is he the one that said that they needed more Joe Six-Packs and Bubbles in the courtroom too? All right, our justice correspondent Candace Kelly is here with us now to help us try to make sense of this. Kevin Gough, let's talk about him first and foremost, Candace. Let's run it back, when he said about the black pastors in the courtroom. I want you guys to notice what I just noticed too. Look at the two ladies that's sitting to both sides of him and their reaction after he says this. Go ahead.
The idea that we're going to be serially bringing these people in to sit with the victim's family one after another, obviously there's only so many pastors they can have. And if their pastor's Al Sharpton right now, that's fine, but then that's it. We don't want any more black pastors coming in here, or other Jesse Jackson, whoever was in here earlier this week, sitting with the victim's family, trying to influence a jury in this case.
You saw their reaction.
Yeah,
Mike. I don't know. Yeah. Well, Candace, go ahead, please.
Even they were thinking to themselves, "My goodness, where is he going with this? We're looking like fools here." Mm-hmm. That's what they look like. They look like they were embarrassed, and they look like, "Would you please shut your mouth?" I saw the same thing.
Yeah. When you hear attorneys make those type of statements in open court, and we've seen a lot of that in these two trials. We're going to get into Rittenhouse in a second. Just racially insensitive comments that are being made out here. What goes to your head, Candace, about the justice system or just about society in general?
Well, he seems to have done it with such comfortableness that he didn't even know that he was saying something so racist. Now, listen, part B of what he said was it would be like if Colonel Sanders was out in the audience covered in a white covering. I'm not even sure if he knew what that meant. I'm not sure what that means, but to kind of evoke those images, it doesn't make any sense, but it shows how comfortable he is, and maybe kind of speaks to where we are in the South and how comfortable people are in kind of expressing their racist ideas and actually not being called out on it. While the judge did not allow any of his comments to kind of move forward and say that it was okay for anybody to sit in there, the public can sit in there. I mean, if there were 10 police officers in uniforms that wanted to sit in there, they have the right to do so. But he wasn't chastised or admonished for the racist undertones, frankly, overtones about it. So just interesting in terms of how comfortable he was in just saying whatever he wanted, Mike.
Very emboldened, very brazen here. Larry English, the homeowner of the house that Ahmaud Arbery entered. Your takeaways from what he testified to yesterday? I know it was a deposition.
Absolutely. It was a pre-taped testimony because he is not very well. So because of his medical conditions, it was pre-taped. What's key here is that there was not a connecting of the dots. Legally speaking, we needed to hear from him, if we were defense attorneys, that he kind of charged the McMichaels or Brian to do something about these things that he was saying. The truth is that he said he never saw Arbery do anything. This is what we've been hearing all along. He's actually spoken on many talk shows saying the same thing. And then he never told the McMichaels about this in terms of maybe charging them or inspiring them to do so. So what was the key takeaway here for both sides is that there was no connection. He did not kind of embolden the McMichaels to do anything. He had nothing to do with it. He said that Arbery stole nothing, and he had no problem with Arbery. In fact, he pointed to a lot of people going through the house, as we've known before, some coming during the night. There was a couple they traced back, and they found out that they were a homeless people that lived nearby. So kids who came in and actually took a piece of wood. So with that in mind, the prosecution, it turned out for them that Larry English was a very, very strong witness.
Yeah, good for the prosecution, but even him in his deposition, he referred to a black person coming in there as a colored guy.
Yes, a real throwback, yes.
Okay, let's go back to the archaic.